From my earliest memories, I knew something wasn't right. Even at age 4 or 5, I felt uncomfortable in my own skin, the social anxiety, the depression, the struggles to get out of bed and face the day, and I couldn't understand why. I had loving parents, grew up in a good suburban town, no clear trauma or addiction in my family. But what started as childhood anxiety would eventually spiral into sex addiction and nearly destroy everything I cared about. In this video, I'm going to share my raw, unfiltered story of hitting rock bottom and finding true freedom. If you struggle with sex addiction right now, this story could change everything for you. From a very young age, I discovered that pornography and sexual fantasy could make me feel better. It became my primary way of coping with life's discomfort. When I felt awkward socially, when I experienced any kind of inner pain or turmoil, I'd retreat into the world of fantasy. What I didn't realize was that this was a coping mechanism that would progress into something far more destructive. As I got older, the addiction escalated. What started with pornography progressed into womanizing and other acting out behaviors. Each level became more intense than the one before, and when I acted out, the more anxious and depressed I became, creating a vicious cycle that made it harder and harder to function in life. By the time I hit graduate school, I was completely falling apart. I couldn't even show up to teach the classes I was supposed to be teaching. My career as a professional musician was suffering because I barely make the performances. The addiction had taken over everything. I tried to get help through Alcoholics Anonymous because I also had a drinking problem. I thought if I could get sober from alcohol, the sex addiction would take care of itself. But even after months in AA, those compulsive sexual behaviors continued. That's when I realized I was dealing with two separate, intertwined addictions. For a while, I managed to stop some of the more extreme behaviors, but I kept going back to pornography and masturbation. It was this stark contrast I had, this new life in recovery from substances, but I was still carrying this dark secret that caused tremendous pain. The anxiety, depression, and inability to show up as my best self continued. Eventually things got so bad I relapsed on substances after 6 years of sobriety. Started using cocaine and heroin, and my sexual acting out went completely off the rails. I nearly lost my life. I nearly lost my marriage. I cycled in and out of treatment centers, but they kept telling me to focus only on the drug use and not to worry about the sex addiction. But here's what they didn't understand. Every time I would act out sexually, I would relapse on substances. Finally, after a series of relapses while living in sober living, I connected with someone who really got it. He told me something that changed everything. If you're going to recover from this life, you have to prioritize both the sexual addiction and the substance use at the same time. He helped me surrender completely. I started working at a diner for $8 an hour, living in sober house with guys 10 years younger than me, going to meetings and getting on my knees every day to ask for guidance. I burned all my bridges. My wife wouldn't talk to me for 6 months. Most of my family cut me off because of the damage I had caused. But something amazing happened. As I stayed sexually sober and did the inner work to heal my underlying issues, I started to break free from the cycle of addiction. For the first time, I wasn't falling prey to those urges and the mental obsession. Recovery became easy because I was finally addressing the root cause, the life problem that had driven me to the place of acting out in the first place. If you're ready to break free from this cycle once and for all, click the link in the description to watch my Sexual Integrity Solution Masterclass and learn more about my 12-week Core Foundation Recovery Program, where we give you all the support, tools, and guidance to heal the root cause of addiction. The real breakthrough came when I stopped caring about what my life looked like on the outside. For the first time, I started to feel whole inside. I finally felt comfortable in my own skin. That's when recovery really took off. I healed enough from the underlying issues that I didn't need to medicate my pain anymore. And because I was dealing with those deeper issues, my life started to get better. My wife and I began to talk again. We moved back in together. I reconnected with my family, and I found my calling as a therapist and a coach, helping others find the same freedom I discovered. Today, my life is completely different. I don't have trouble getting out of bed in the morning. I don't have overwhelming anxiety and depression. Life still has its challenges, but I'm able to face them head on without needing to escape into addiction. That's the good news about recovery. When you heal those underlying issues, you stop needing to medicate the pain with acting out behaviors. The urges fade away, your life gets better, and things just keep improving. That's why I decided to help others find the same freedom. Through my coaching program, I help men build that recovery foundation and find community support they need while healing their underlying issues. Because real freedom isn't just about stopping the behavior, it's about breaking free from the urges to act out and building an amazing, fulfilling life. If you're struggling with sex addiction right now, know that there's hope. Check out my other videos where I break down specific steps to start your recovery journey. I'll show you exactly how to build the foundation for lasting transformation.